610 CKTB proudly supporting Help Kids Shine, a month-long campaign to raise awareness and funds for the Niagara Children's Center. And now, another story of how the Niagara Children's Center helps kids shine.
Yes, the Help Kids Shine campaign. You can check it all out on 610ckTB.com. And we are sharing stories from staff members over at the Children's Center and families like Nicole Cassalato, who joins us on the program this afternoon. Nicole, how are you?
Good, Matt. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great. We're going to talk about young Tessa, right?
Yes.
Tell us about your daughter now. What, 3.5? Have I got that right?
Yes, Tessa's 3.5. She was born 7 weeks early, just premature baby. And then shortly after she was born, we had to have genetic testing done, which revealed Tessa has a rare syndrome, which is called Cri-du-Chat syndrome. It's about 1 in 50,000 children have it. Genetic testing is the way you go to identify it. Really, we didn't know what that meant for us. We weren't very sure what Tessa's future would hold, what it would look like. Being a rare syndrome, you don't get many answers because being rare, there's not many answers to give. And really on the spectrum, Tessa can be mild, moderate to severe. She kind of gears into kind of what segue she's able to do things. But we arrived at the Children's Center when Tessa was 8 months old.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it was a fairly quick turnaround between finding out that she had the holes in her heart and actually being kind of diagnosed, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we were very fortunate that after we were sent home, we were at McMaster Children's Hospital doing a follow-up echocardiogram, and that's when they discovered that the holes were closing up, but there may be a bit more going on, and that's what led us to the genetic testing at McMaster as well. But we were fortunate enough, we were with a mom group through the Niagara region, and as soon as I let them know about this diagnosis, they were able to get our referral into the Children's Center.
So tell us, because it's Cri-du-Chat?
Cri-du-Chat, correct.
Cri-du-Chat. What is the syndrome? What are we looking at?
So,
or what do you know at this point anyway? Because I imagine you're still learning.
Definitely. We're learning every day. So Cri-du-Chat syndrome is when part of the arm of your fifth chromosome is missing. And depending on the deletion in your fifth chromosome depends on the severity of the syndrome. So really for our situation, we're just finding out really how Tessa can develop and grow. Speech is a very hard thing for children and people with Cri-du-Chat. But when we went to the center, when Tessa was 8 months old, she wasn't even able to sit up on her own as of yet. But now Tessa sits up, she walks. Actually, we were using a walker, so an assisted walking device, up until this past fall. But now Tessa is walking and almost running most days, so she's keeping us busy.
Oh, wow. And it's from the sounds of it, then you've been seeing a lot of the different kind of aspects of the Children's Center right from the get-go here then.
We have, yes. We started when she was 8 months with just physiotherapy, and then from then on we see occupational therapists, we see speech therapists. Also, Tessa is now part of the intensive preschool resource program at the center. So on top of seeing all of her services, she has the preschool program there. She also is included in their rec therapy. So Tessa has swimming, which is one of her most favorite things to do. She's a water lover, so she does excellent in the pool. So yeah, we've really, until we got into the center ourselves, we didn't know what that building across from Brock University really had to offer. But it's taken our little girl from, like I said, someone who wasn't able to sit up at 8 months old, to be the little mover that she is today.
Oh, wow. How's her speech coming along? Because you mentioned that was kind of one of the next steps.
Yes, so that is next step for us for sure. So Tessa uses a lot of pictures and sign communication. We only have about 4 or 5 words with sign language. She does a lot of pointing, or she'll grab your hand and direct you to where she wants to go. In her own little way, she can be quite bossy. But we have a referral in at the center. So what our next step is, we are going to work on getting audio communication set up for Tessa. So pretty much what it would be is she would have her pictures on what appears to be an iPad, and she would learn to communicate with us that way, so it would help her communicate with whoever she's with.
Which is kind of what you want to have. At the end of the day, the communication part is a real critical thing that so many kids are struggling with and need the extra help that the center can provide.
Ideally, yes, that's exactly it. And just being able to give Tessa her little voice so she's able to effectively communicate what she wants with, no matter who she's with, whether it's family or friends or out in the community.
I imagine working through something that like this syndrome, cri du chat, when you say it's as rare as it is, it's probably pretty tough not really knowing and not being able to talk to a lot of other people who've gone through the same type of thing, eh?
Yes, exactly. That was probably one of the hardest things when we first got her diagnosis is, they say don't go on Google and don't look up things and research, but of course you do because you want to find out the most you can for your child. Mm-hmm. So it became really a dark and scary time for my husband Josh and I because we just didn't really know what her future held. But really since starting at the center, it's only been a bright light because Tessa has only excelled since being there. Sorry.
That's okay.
So really, without the help from her team there, I don't think she would be where she is today.
And which is incredible when you can think about it. Like you said, you couldn't sit up at 8 months, and now all the strides that are making, I imagine, makes you feel as a parent quite happy and proud, but also kind of enthusiastic of what more work will do and where she'll end up another 3 years from now, sort of thing.
Exactly. We can't stress enough the importance of the Niagara Children's Center because they take some, simple tasks that even ourselves we take for granted, walking up the stairs or Tessa picking up a fork to feed herself. All these little things that we do day in, day out that you just think are your day-to-day activities, but to have someone coach you and get you to this point, it's really amazing to watch her and to be able to really applaud every stepping stone that we meet. And
transform her life at this early age is what it's all about, right?
Exactly. It's
fantastic stuff. So what's the plan? Because you said she's in the preschool resource program. How intensive is that at this point?
So it's a great program. So like I said, when we enrolled in September, we started in September. Tessa gets 8 hours a week of therapy now through the preschool program at the Children's Center. This allows her to get her hour swim each week. It allows her time with all of her therapists, plus also resource support and help, and in her classroom with her little classmates. So not only is she getting the social interaction with the kids, she's getting all the therapy that she requires within those 8 hours as well. We were just fortunate enough to find out actually that Tessa will be attending the Niagara Children's Center School come September as well. So that way we can continue on with all of her therapy, not only in a kindergarten setting, but in the same building where she can still see her therapist throughout the week.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Yes, thank you.
And obviously kind of giving her the familiarity with it, right? And kind of allowing her to kind of grow with it.
Exactly. We're a little nervous about the bus ride because Tessa does get a little anxious with change in routine and stuff like that. But she most certainly knows that Children's Center building. You can see the pep in her step when we're walking up to the doors from the parking lot. So we're confident that even though the bus ride might upset her a little bit, by the time she gets to that building, she's going to be completely fine.
That's awesome. And getting plenty out of all the programs that are offered over there at the Children's Center. Nicole, it's a great story, and it's good to see that Tessa has been excelling the way that she has. Thanks a lot for sharing your story.
Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity, Matt.
Take care. There is Nicole Cassalato, her daughter Tessa, 3.5-year-old, battling through cri du chat syndrome, referred to the Children's Center when she was 8 months, and at that point she's hurt. She couldn't sit up, and now she's running around. She's going through things, going through the preschool program, and this is just kind of part of what the Children's Center does, the type of families that are being absolutely impacted and helped out by the Niagara Children's Center. So if you can, go to 610ckTB.com. You can follow all the links for the Help Kids Shine campaign, raising money and awareness for the Niagara Children's Center all month long as we talk to families like Nicole's, and we talk to the people that are doing all the great work over at the Niagara Children's Center. There are over 30 of their programs that solely depend on funding from the community over this course of this type of a drive. So if you can give something to the Children's Center, we would ask you go over 610ckTB.com, Help Kids Shine, follow the links. You can donate, find out more. You can meet all of the ambassadors and hear from all of the people that we were talking to all month long here on 610 CKTB.
Help Kids Shine, raising awareness and funds for the Niagara Children's Center. To meet our ambassadors and make a donation, visit 610ckTB.com.